Concord women's soccer back home to take on Wheeling as the Mountain Lions continue MEC North play. Wes McKinney and Luke Duffy here to preview the game. Coach, a tough stretch in your schedule. Charleston, Fairmont, and West Virginia State, the last three MEC champions, at least in the tournament. Won one, lost one, and drew one. What did you take away from those three games?
I mean, I think we definitely got better. I feel like we, went on a good run of form. I think we were unlucky against Fairmont. I think we were definitely unlucky not to get a win against Charleston, considering the chances that we created. I think all in all, good performances. Lack a little bit of consistency in front of the goal. Learnt a lot about ourselves, but second half of the season, feel good at what we can produce. All
right, I wanted to spotlight a few players. It's been really good for you here in this last run of games. Ella Rao, you're right back. I think arguably from the beginning of the season till game 9, she's maybe been your best player. What have you seen from her in a maturation process from a freshman to a sophomore?
I mean, she stayed in the summer and played, and I think that were a blessing for her and Tiana. I mean, Ella just super hard working. What you're going to get out of her. She probably cuts it back a few too many times. We accept that. I mean, she's just, she approaches every game knowing how she wants to play and knowing her strengths, knowing what she's good at, being consistent. So yeah, I take my hat off to her. I think she's somebody who just, performs on a daily basis, whether that be game day or practice. I think it's always 100%.
All right, a player that's been kind of quiet for you here to start the season. I know Marika battled some injuries, but she had the hat trick against Salem on Sunday. How can that kind of catapult her into a big second half of the season?
I mean, Marika's an influential player. I think even when she's not at her best, I think she brings so much to the team. I think getting 3 goals in 2 minutes, I think, speaks about her quality. I think she can score a variety of goals as well. I think she's somebody who, knows she needs to produce on a daily basis, never mind game basis, but just a great person, great work ethic, super passionate about the game, driven, so I think she'll be in a great place, come the second half of the season as well.
All right, Wheeling is the opponent at hand for Concord, and Wheeling's been a little bit of a surprise in the MEC North. They got a positive result against Fairmont, drew the FSU, who is atop the standings there in the North. They got a positive result against Frostburg. They've battled a lot of teams tough this year. What do you see from Wheeling here that concerns you?
I think they got a new coach who's been with them the full year. I think knows what he's doing. He's a good coach. I think they're disciplined. I think they have an identity. I think it's going to be a game that we've got to be on our A game. I know I said it before, but we just focus on what we can do, because I think we've got to be able to do that before we can worry about anybody else. There's things that we still need to fix. There's things that we need to do better. We've got to be more consistent. So, not trying to downplay Wheeling. I think we just got to focus on ourselves and, do what we can do rather than worry about what their strengths are, because, ultimately if we don't play our best, I think, anybody can take things away from us, so we're just going to control what we can control.
In the conference season, you guys have been really strong here at home, really outplayed Fairmont for a large majority of that game. Was just on the wrong end of the scoreboard there, but what kind of advantage is it to play Wheeling at home instead of having to make that long trek?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're not on the road, I think it's a blessing, because, I think the road trips are long. I think being back on campus for the second year, extends everybody's bus trip an extra 30, 40 minutes, if not even longer if there's traffic. So, I think it makes a big difference. We enjoy playing at home. We enjoy being in our locker room, and obviously being able to control our day a little bit better. So, yeah, definitely want to be at home. Hate being on the road, as does everybody. So, yeah.
Concord and Wheeling, 1 p.m. on Wednesday. Hope you will come out. Concord right back on the road this weekend at Frostburg State. For head coach Luke Duffy, Wes McKinney, we thank you for watching.